Hi guys. Well, I don't know how this is going to work, but we're down here in the basement. I just came in from doing that boiler, which you saw, and what I got. This one's going to be titled. This is for. I broke a fingernail. Across the what is this? Across the table, ping pong table talk. I don't know what it is, but anyhow, this is going to be titled for say executives or CEOs or managers of businesses. Basically, it's working on the self-checkout thing. It's just it was interesting how much feedback I got on that, and I want to thank you all for writing feedback. And I think there's about 100, one or two comments in that, and there was only like 2 or 3 maybe that were, oh, I want the self-serve, I want the self-serve, I want the self-serve. I wasn't opposed to self-service. I'm just opposed to the self-service. So, the newer people, fast, boom, 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 in and out. But there's just no way in the world you're going to tell me it ain't faster going through a checkered thing as a self-service. Now, if there's nobody in line, you got to go up, you got to set your stuff down, get your wallet out, do all this stuff. Meanwhile, if you go to a checker, they got that conveyor that's feeding them for the pricing. So while you set everything up there, you could be getting your wallet out while she's checking it, bagging it, and you're out the door. I think it's faster. Now, I think that they should offer, if people want the self-serve, then make self-service. And every area might be different, okay? Like up here in Mount Airy, we're kind of an older generation people, and most of the people up here and most of the people that are watching me don't care for it. But if you're young and you want to go through that self-service, the stores, once again, like I said, this is for managers and CEOs and people that own big businesses like Walmart and like the grocery stores and stuff like that they got cashiers. Now I lost my train of thought. Boy, it's tough getting old. Anyhow, this is, and later on we're going to do other stuff in this show, or maybe this. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyhow, the thing that I wanted, more people disliked it than liked it in this area, okay, or the people that watched it, okay. So you're coming in with a positive thing. You're coming in, boom, boom, boom. I want to get something real quick, and they go over and they pick it up off the shelf, 2 or 3 things, maybe 10 items, maybe a cart full, and then they get up and they have a negative experience with the self-checkout. I always have a hard time with it. Now, it's not too bad, knock on wood, at Walmart, because they don't have a thing that you got to flip through there to get your discounts. They don't have to weigh anything. It's just zip boom, and that's not quite as bad. But the grocery stores all have these stupid coupons, which I'll get into in a minute. Okay, let's see. Should offer. A lot of people said they should offer like a discount. I don't think the stores are working on a big enough margin that they can offer a discount, to be honest with you, and that's just a true thing. But I don't think it would, the point of it is to save them money. I don't think that they're saving any money, because in an hour, if say 3 people go through with a $5 item, they've already paid more than minimum wage for an employee to be there. So I don't know about that. So the CEOs for the the CEOs and managers should step back and take a look at what's going on. So this store over here in this town might, if they have both offered, see where the people go, and if this percent of this people go to the self-service and this percentage of people go to the full service, then they should have their corporate, once again, this is for corporate people, sit there and go, okay, if this is the way it is, then we should have this and have this. Have it at this percentage, that percentage. And then another expense they got is you watch a well-trained person, they can put stuff through the register faster than a person like me that has no idea what's going on. So that one person that's out there watching the people, or a lot of stores now have 2 people watching the people, maybe because they're stealing so much. Okay, they could probably ring through the stuff that's there just as fast and better than than the people who are doing it. So, and the TV surveillance and cameras and all that stuff probably shows people stealing stuff and probably costs a lot of money. Now we're going to get on to something else. Now I'll tell you the next thing that I hate is these stupid little key tags that every grocery store you got into, you got to give them the damn key tag. I hate that. I hate carrying them. It makes my wallet fatter. Okay, and you got to have one in every store. And now some stores, I won't mention their name, but its initials are kind of S and a W. Okay, they got digital things. So now you got to have it on your phone. Now, the local SW store here, if you go up to the self-service, or not the self-service, the checkout, the checker will somehow finagle it so you get that without that, because it's kind of discriminatory. Not that I care that much about that kind of stuff. I just don't go to the store when they got that, you know. But it makes me mad because I see other people that are getting that. I go in there and pick up a sales brochure as I go in the door, and I go, oh man, I can get this for this. Oh, you got to have a digital coupon. Well, that's really, I'm positive. I go in there, I see the ad, I'm positive, then I see the digital thing, and I'm not digitally qualified. And so now I'm negative at that store. I am PO'd at that store. These, I had so many of them, okay, I tied them all together with it. Believe it or not, that's dental floss, and it's been there probably for 5 years. That dental floss has got to be the toughest stuff in the world, but there's one for Food Lion, there's one for CVS, there's one for Healthcare, there's one for Rite Aid, there's one for Martin's, there's one for Giant, there's one for Weiss. It's all they're doing is tracking you, okay? That's another thing. Walmart doesn't put you through this crap. So, you know, you just you managers and corporate managers and upper supervisors and stuff like this need to take a look at the video 1716. That's the video, okay? And you don't need to watch the video, just read the comments. And maybe it might open some of your people's eyes up to what an awful lot of the people out there want. It's like 100, it's 100 to 2 or 3, okay? So you ought to think, you ought to reconsider some of this stuff. These kids nowadays that are coming out of school, they're smart as a whip, but they don't have reality smart or on-hand smart or just, you know, they got number smart and they got computer savvy smart, but they just don't have customer relationship smart. They don't know what it is to talk to people because they just sit on a computer all day and stuff like that. And so when they get out in the real world, you know, going in the store and shop, you know, they might even have Uber pick up their stuff. I don't know. But anyhow, that's kind of a half-ass rant, and I don't like these things either. Watch the rest of the show. I think I'll put this section on first, and then watch the rest of the show. We cleaned out the boiler. I showed that it went down to -6 here last night. The wood that I just put in the boiler, which you'll see after this, I guess, will last my boiler about 4 hours, and that's about it. I have to fill that boiler up to the top of that door to make it go the 8 to 9 hours through the night when it goes down to 6 degrees. So I feed it at midnight and get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and refeed it, and then I just feed it little bits all day long because I just don't like to overfuel it. So anyhow, I'm glad you came along. Hit the like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Do you like these things too or dislike these things too? So now the corporates can read the comments here and go, they're just tracking you guys. They're just tracking you. They're making you do stupid stuff that you shouldn't do. If they want to track an item that you bought or the sales on an item, it's all they got to do is punch it up. Oh, we sold 300 of these last week. Oh, we didn't sell any. Well, we shouldn't keep these. I got one person that comes in and gets one of these items a month. Do we want to keep it? They can track that in their store. They don't have to track it in who's coming in there. So leave me a comment below on the key tags, plus or minus. The only key tag to me that I like is the one I got from Wendy's, and I have every one ever since they started where you get a free Frosty. Hats off to you, Wendy's. I like yours. So, gotta go across the table and turn you off. 10 minutes. This might end up being a long movie tonight. And I didn't even have plans on making a video. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Hi guys, welcome to Freaking Jeep. My name's John and I'm in here where it's toasty warm. And I'll show you a little bit of what's going on. It went down to minus 6 degrees last night. Hadn't been there since 1:31 of 19, and I'll just show you. I did pictures of it the last time. This time, or I don't know exactly what. I took a picture of it, I guess, put it on the computer, and I thought it was only going to 3 degrees. It kind of, well, hey man, that's really cold, so I took a picture of it, and then a little while later it went to 4 degrees, so I took another picture of it. Then a little later it went to 5, and then it went to 6, and I took pictures of it. Then it started going back up. So this is kind of the weather station the way it used to be right here. Now this is just a picture of it. It's actually sitting over there, and then the other part is back there, which I don't have hooked up anymore. I haven't hooked it up in years. So it's just kind of funny. There you can see minus 3 degrees, minus 3 degrees. So they're both running really close. You can see 0 wind. The wind direction down here is here. I don't know if it doesn't show up on the thing and over there. So just it goes 3, 3, and then I all of a sudden figured out what I was doing. I'm just scrolling past it. So there it's 3. You can see the wind directions are the same. Humidity in the house is 13. I don't know where the humidity is here. 71 is what the humidity is outside on that screen. 76 on that one. So they're running pretty true. And then it went to -4. Then it went to -5. And this is at 7:55 at night. Watch the time. And a little while later it went to negative. I think was that one 5? Did we just show that one? That's 7:55. And then at 8:03 it went to -6. So that's the last time it was this cold. So it's pretty chilly out there. I'm getting my aerobic exercise every morning or every day, going out there feeding that beast. And that's just the way it is. It's cold everywhere in the United States. I hope everybody's staying warm. Other than that, there ain't a whole lot going on. The deer did get into the corn last night, and they were out there today, so I'll have to go out and restock that. I watch the birds from here. I guess you can see the bird. Yeah, you can see the bird feeder out there. I'll probably have to go refill that maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna have to bring wood up tomorrow. So this is the old confuser, and that's what I make your videos with. Well, I make your videos with the camera that I got in my hand. I make them come to you through this thing, and I don't know what the age of this is. Somewhere you can probably go up there and find out. It's probably in computer years older than I am, so that gives you an idea. So that's the start. I might go outside and take a couple shots here and a couple shots there. Some stuff going on outside, not sure. So we'll see you later now. Bye bye. Guys, have you ever been here? This is what I'm goofing off today. I was looking at this item right here. There's a bunch of them. It's surplus. They're wagons. Don't need them. They're up to $850 is the next bid. You got to multiply that here in Maryland times 21% because there's a 15% buyer's fee and 6% tax. So you're paying over $1,000 for those two. That's $500 a piece. I don't know if you can see. I don't know how to get it any better than that for you. One's on top of the other. There's 2 of them. Don't really know. This is just kind of how I'm keeping from going outside and doing anything outside. When you see them flash, it's kind of, there's some government surplus place that I buy stuff from every now and then. It's extended. If you get down below 2 minutes or something like that, or bid in the last few seconds, they extend it for another 2 minutes so somebody can't come in there and just outbid you in the last second, which is kind of a nice way of doing things, but it makes things go for a lot more money. I don't know, it's just the way it is. Just what I'm doing. We're over a minute. We'll see you later. Might get outside today. There's I think like 6 sets of those going on sale. One just went out for less than that. So I'm just watching them up. It's not something I need. I could buy it if I wanted to, but I really don't have any use right now for it, so I'm going to just stay away from them at that price. But I wanted to make sure they started out at $100 for the pair of them, which was good. I wanted to make sure that they were going to go for more than $100, because $100 for a pair of them, I'd buy them all for that. Anyhow, we'll see you in a little bit, hopefully outside. Bye bye. Hi guys. Welcome back, or this is frickin' Jeep, or I don't know what order I'm going to put these videos on. I did a couple inside, which will probably, I don't know. Anyhow, a gentleman wrote last night, I don't remember his name, and I'm not smart enough to write it down. Never seen me shovel out the ashes in my boiler. Pretty easy process here. So I'm going to just kind of go through that, because that's what this is all about, is helping people or giving people ideas. Now, first of all, I got to take off those earmuffs because I can't hear myself when I'm talking with earmuffs. Second, then I heard a jet and didn't know what it was. Behind all this stuff is an ash cleanout drawer that I never... When I had the boiler, this has been redone. I used to use that door, but that door is actually up... I think there's a door up here, or we might have cut that door off. I'm not sure. This is a modified boiler. It's a Spencer, actually it's a steam boiler. It is a true boiler. But we made this whole bottom section, okay, if you didn't know that. And inside are the ashes. Coals. Now we're burned down. This thing burns different than anybody else's burns, so it's kind of hard getting around to that. I'm going to put you guys all the way up here. I got a rope back here. I don't have my mittens on, and this door is hot. And I just latch this so I can, if not, the door turns so easy, even though it probably weighs, I bet it's over 300 pounds for that door. Anyhow, I'm going to put you back here. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I can't get the tripod up high enough. But what I generally do, and I'll show you me do that, is the older ashes are over here. The newer coals are here. And what I do is push them forward, and then once they burn down, I put them over here to burn out for the next day or so. Now I do have a weirdest looking shovel you ever did see. I can sift those ashes, but over here I'll show you what happens when I shift them. If you watch, I can't get you up any higher, is all it does is, see, you can get a good, I can't see what you got. No, you can't see it. You get a good bed of coals, and you get the good coals out of it. But see all that smoke? It goes up there and clogs up the tubes. And the tubes are getting, and comes out here and gets on me. So I don't use it very often. And most of the time, if you're not burning this fast, you don't get that many coals that you have to worry about that. But then there's this tool that I made, which is like this. Yeah, you can see it, it's angled. And this just goes down against the front of it and pushes them up towards the air. I only got air coming in. We made this thing, this boiler had been made so many years ago. And it was kind of a, I don't know if you can see it. So now I've just pushed the coals that were up on this side. Don't want to melt my camera. See the air tubes back here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes all the way up to there. And this was originally going to have grates in there. And that is what these big pieces of steel were for, were to hold the grates. Well, I had to have cast iron crates put in there, because if you put in steel crates, like even if you put in 1-inch square tubing in there, or 1-inch square, and no tubing, forget that at all. 1-inch square solid bar stock, it would just melt and sink down. They got to be cast. Cast doesn't give up its shape to heat very well. And then there's the door. Can you see? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. There is, going across there, down. That's where the door is, and it's back under here. And you've probably seen it when I clean out. And that's how it was going to be, clean it out. But that just didn't. Sometimes you plan for stuff and it don't work out the way you want it to. I never could go up. I was going to go up to Cattail and have some castings made to make that and all that, but just never got around to it. That means the air would come underneath and come up, which would be a lot more efficient, but it didn't happen. So then all I do is, I don't want to melt that. I'm going to put you up here, and I just shovel them out and put them into that bucket most of the time is what I do. Really isn't a whole lot of scientific nonsense going on here. I think you can see it. So if you figured I pushed all the coals up, and then I'll flatten them out a little bit, make them nice, and make a nice bed for the wood to go on. Take that out. It swings out pretty easy. Open the lid to the trash can. This time of the year, it's not bad to have a trash can load of ashes to throw on your slippery spots in your driveway. And then I just pick this stuff up here. You can see it's just about, I guess you can see it, it's just about all gone. And I generally do this about, I don't know, every day, every other day. I'm burning a lot of wood now. Oh, there's a big coal. See, I like to have that back in there. Don't try this at home. You never get them all up. If you got those new boilers that have the burn of the flame that goes down the bottom or whatever, it burns those up and just sends the fine dust down there, and does a lot better job of keeping a good thing of coals up. Now see, there's some coals in that pile there. So if I take my that sifting shovel and sift them out a little bit, you just sit there and, but you can see, I don't know what, yeah, you can see all the crap that it creates, but you got it all good, hot, good coal still, but it's probably not, it ain't really worth the time to do that most of the time. I do it every now and then when they get really bad. There's a big coal in there. You generally just tap this a couple times, and the coals are lighter. The coals are lighter, and they come up to the top, and then you just kind of go and shake them off. I like to get them because then you get more burn. There, you're basically done. Then you just throw the old wood in there. That was the house motor that just turned off when you heard that quietness. I can't get that one with one hand. And I guess you can't see exactly where I'm at. But part of the design was the box comes here and you don't have to. So if I want to, I can sit right here and load them right here without even taking a step. And that was the purpose of making wood boxes and a big door and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't make a door this big so much anymore. But I don't have to restack my wood. After it comes off the wood splitter, it goes in one of these racks and goes right into the boiler. And I just stand there now. When it's cold like this, I bring wood in there, and I use that too. Just because I bring a lot in because you just don't know when you're going to be able to get the next load of wood. So then I'll throw some of this in. This here is oak, as a matter of fact. Not real high quality oak. It was, all the wood I got is dead and shot and all that kind of stuff. I don't cut it. I don't have any fresh kill wood coming in. I got all dead trees that are cut down. And that's how I load the boiler. Now, I don't load it that much. I don't load it all that much because it's just like a choke on a car, which I've said in the past. You're just going to blow, even with this much in there, you're just going to blow smoke up the stack. So that's it, just running on its own on ambient pressure or ambient draft or whatever it is. I don't know what the right word is. Now when I turn on, I have a switch up here that turns on the blower, and all of a sudden you'll hear a torch come on. Hear it? And in a minute you'll have a lot of flame in there in no time. So that's how I play with a boiler. And then I don't normally turn that on until I close the door. So that's how I clean out my boiler. That's how I feed my boiler. And that's about all the boiler that the boiler is. This wood will be gone tomorrow. along with that wood up there will all be gone tomorrow. And I might even have to get into my emergency wood, which, hey, look at the smoke up there. Which, that's emergency wood. If I don't get down, and there's 4.5 cords in there. And I'm sure, if you're new here, you haven't seen it. So, welcome to new. And if you're old here, you're kind of falling asleep. But I keep a lot of good wood in there. I don't know how many racks deep it is. We'll count them just for the heck of it. And it's pretty high. Let's see. There is 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. I can't tell. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 rows. And I think it's somewhere I wrote down what the size they were. But there's about 4.5 cords in here. Somewhere it's written on one of these boards, I'm sure. Anyhow, that's going to close it for this. Next time I'll go inside and sit down where it's warm. And yeah, my door smokes like heck. I stopped resealing it. I got tired of it. Just let it leak. It don't make any difference to me. Okay. The temperature right now in the stack, after it's taken the heat out of the wood, is going up, and it's right now at 350. It's going on 350 right there. It's just hit 350. There's the house motor. A house pump. You can hear that running again. And the temperature inside is 160, about 166. That might have, no, it's still going. The reason it's smoking so much, there's a couple reasons. Number one, there's no gasket in there. I didn't even put the gasket back in there. I got tired of it. And it's not focusing in either, is it? It's focused, this thing's not, I'm having trouble with the camera focusing in this cold. That ain't focused at all. No, it won't focus. Sorry about that. It's frozen. It's frozen. Anyhow, well, I'm going to go inside and do a video, kind of to follow up on the, can't even remember what it's a follow up on now. But I did write some notes down that I probably won't be able to read or remember what I wrote when I go in and write it down. What was it on? Oh, the self-checkout stuff. All right. We'll see you later in a little bit. Bye-bye. That's what it looks like up there. Now, all the white, a lot of that white is steam, because I just threw a bunch of cold logs in there, but they still say a 10-pound log is 15% moisture, which that's probably about what they are. Okay, that's a lot of weight in water, and a pound of water is 8 pounds, so 15% of 10 pounds, that's like, it's not a gallon and a half, it's 1.5 pounds, which is a tenth. Anyhow, a lot of that is steam, because it's coming out fairly clean, and then it's steaming out. And just about every boiler, when you first put in fresh wood, does that. I like watching it. You know, it's like a choo-choo train. We'll see you. Just thought it was a neat thing to look at. Bye-bye.